Emmanuel Macron's teacher, and she was 40 whenever he was 14. And then one of the reporters that had reported on that over there in France miraculously came up dead. And they have been trying to fight this for a long time to keep this story shut down. And it even got to the point to where Sergio Gore had reached out from Charlie. They asked Charlie for the phone number, and Sergio Gore had reached out. And then after that, she didn't stop. So then President Trump actually called her and said that he was trying to do the Ukraine war negotiations and would be really helpful if she would stop talking about Bridget Macron being a man. So they have tried to get her to be silent about this story. And then there's also a $50 million lawsuit against her at this time. And she's basically been like, bring it on. And so she's been battling that, and she's still talking about it. So they can't get her to shut up. And she started going in. Ryan Matta did a video earlier about what she was digging into whenever Charlie was actually shot. And now she's getting the news that there's actually a hit on her by this family, or by the Macrons and the government. And so how it's all kind of tying in together, and about Bridget Macron's actual family and her history is not what it appears and what they have been presenting to the world.
Okay, that's a lot to unpack there. So this exchange that occurred, Grock, hold up until I say I'm ready. I see you trying to work. The exchange up there in the Jumbotron, if you guys scroll through, if you scroll all the way to the right and then work your way over, I have posted each segment of the exchange going all the way to the right, and then each segment of the exchange moves over. I'm going to start by reading Candace Owens' original post and then the rest of the replies, because at some point, General Michael Flynn, who I think is a part of the state, jumps on and affirms the claims that Candace and this other person is making. He comes up and says, true. So anyways, here we go. Urgent, please, bottom right corner, everybody, please repost the space. This is a Saturday. I don't know how much traction we're going to get, but you can do your part by going down to the comments section and reposting this space. Thank you so much. 2 days ago, I was contacted. I'm quoting Candace Owens now. 2 days ago, I was contacted by a high-ranking employee of the French government after determining this person's position and proximity to the French couple. She's talking about the Macron. I have deemed the information they gave me to be credible enough to share in the event that something happens. In short, this person claims that the Macrons have executed upon and paid for my assassination. Yes, you read that correctly. More specifically, the green light was given to a small team in the National Gendarmerie Intervention Group. I am told there is one Israeli that is on the assassination squad, and the plans there is one Israeli that is in on this assassination squad, and the plans were formalized. Again, this person provided concrete proof that they are well placed within the French government apparatus. Further to this point, this person claims that Charlie Kirk's assassin trained with the French Legion 13th Brigade and with multi-state involvement. Journalist Xavier Poussard's life is also at risk. This is deadly serious. The head of state of France apparently wants us both dead and has authorized professional units to carry this out. I ask that every person retweet and share this. I do not know who in the American government can be trusted, since this source claims our leaders are aware. But I have more specific information which is definitively verifiable, should they care to reach out to me. To the brave official in France who did this because they were so moved by the evil of Charlie's public execution to risk their own life, May God bless you truly. Let all be revealed. And then this account named Mia says this: what Candace just revealed is a full-scale 9/11 level emergency for her personal safety. This is a full-blown assassination threat, and anyone with a beating heart should understand she needs maximum protection and prayers immediately. Here's the life-altering, deadly pattern everyone must see. On September 10th, 2024, in New Jersey, District Court, case number 225-CR-00299, the DOJ documented Chaim Braverman's violent threat to kill Candace and her family. An official timestamped warning preserved in federal filings. Then, exactly 1 year later to the day, September 10th, 2025, Charlie was assassinated. 365 days exactly. Same exact date, 1 year apart. And now, Candace is disclosing credible intelligence that a professional operation involving alleged foreign-trained units and multi-state coordination has been greenlit to take her out. They will do anything to silence her. They will buy off, pay off, threaten, blackmail attorneys, judges, politicians, federal agencies, FBI insiders, bureaucrats, state officials, media operatives, anyone, any institution, any lever of power. Candace's safety and her family's safety must be a national level priority. Because silence after this point isn't neutrality, it's complicity. Pray for Candace and her family. And then she has attached the reports, and the docket for this case of the guy who threatened to kill Candace and her family on exactly 1 year. Candace replies, exactly 1 year before they murdered Charlie, they tried to murder me. Americans are being assassinated on American soil, and agencies within our government are aware we have lost this country. And then General Michael Flynn responds, true. So that exchange is all up in the Jumbotron. Give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think.
Did you hear Ryan?
In the comments section, or please request to come up and let me know what you think. But this is absolutely insane, and I want to try to verify some of the claims that she's made. I want to know, is there evidence that? Please read off on what Ryan Manis sent on his post.
This shit is wild as hell, right?
I'll play it in a minute.
Yeah, that's what I was about to play.
Yeah, if you just wait, let me finish. Then
you got it.
Okay, thank you. So I forgot where I was at. I just play it.
I'm sorry, Diligent.
So it's very rare that I ever feel like Candace may or may not be afraid for her life at a level where like the threat is exceptionally high and she's taking this very seriously. So she just sent me a message and she gave me permission to report on this, and I just want to read what Candace has been working on that she believes like is like the right over the target and why there's now a hit on her head at the highest levels. It looks like President Trump over here is going to let the Israelis attempt to assassinate Candace Owens. If there's even an attempt on her life and Trump isn't taking this at the absolute highest level, he is the most disgusting dirtbag, antichrist piece of shit that we've ever had for a president. So she sends me a message and she said, I had not put two and two together of why the White House got so involved in the Bridget story. It never made sense for Sergio Gore to be so invested that he called me screaming about it, and for Trump to call me about it. It's because she is a Mossad asset, meaning the chick with the dick is a Mossad asset that I accidentally stumbled upon to a bigger story than I had realized. It is specifically what I have been researching my Becoming Bridget Season 2 that caused the panic. I had stumbled upon the oddity in the Bridget family origin story. The alleged story is that the Grock family were a prominent family of generational bakers from the town of Owens beginning in 1881 through now uninterrupted. She said, but somebody had messaged me and made me aware that it is impossible. Nazis invaded and occupied Owens during World War II. Virtually the entire town was destroyed during the bombing, and that the bakery hadn't survived. They had source maps and photos to prove that. She then went on to say that I was beginning to research.
Yes, I did see the DHS based out of Tel Aviv. That is wild, bro. We are literally, I know it's like a freaking white supremacy freaking like trope or whatever, but we are a Zionist occupied government, Zog.
Researched that, and I stumbled upon paperwork which suggested that actually Bridget's family came from a high-ranking family of Nazis. And similar to Operation Paperclip in America, her family had been given new identities and had their Nazi backgrounds wiped clear. She was
Instead of cutting out every third word, I don't know, Knox, if you can move it closer, or maybe put your phone on wide spectrum.
Because Trump allowed it. And the saddest part is that Don Jr. was supposed to be boys with Charlie Kirk.
Well, he just gave like the information that it was. So basically, I'll read it because he has a screenshot there. It said, Bridget's family's origin story. The alleged story is that the Trogneau family, Trogneux, I don't know if I'm saying that right, were a prominent family of generational bakers from the town of Amiens beginning in 1881 through to now, uninterrupted. But someone had messaged me and made me aware that this is impossible. Nazis invaded and occupied Amiens during World War II. Virtually the entire town was destroyed during the bombing, and that bakery hadn't survived. They had source maps and photos proving that. And so basically he's talking about this one particular family of where Bridget Macron is supposed to be from, and that they were kind of like Operation Paperclip. It was all, they were brought in and it was all wiped and cleared, and how this family is not who she says that it was. And then I think that's the only part of it where he screenshot it.
Source maps and photos to prove that. She then went on to say that I was beginning to research that, and I stumbled upon paperwork which suggested that actually.
Okay, so here's the,
Nazis.
let me pause it, and then I'll read it.
Her family had been giving you it's because Trump allowed and had their Nazi.
So,
Can you pause it while you talk?
I'm trying.
Okay, just mute up for a second. No.
Family.
Okay, so I can read it. So this is from 2 Candace tips. The precursor of the Irgun, which in itself is a precursor to the Mossad. So the Irgun is one of the, this is me narrating, the Irgun is one of the 3 quote, quote, terrorist groups, they were labeled at the time, that created Israel. There was like the Irgun, the Haganah, and then there's another one that I can't think of right now. But it says, I have information about this. As you know, Bridget Macron was allegedly born Bridget Marie Claude Trogneau in Amiens, France. The family is the owners of the 5-generation chocolatier Trogneau. Now, you rightfully asked why the factory of Trogneau, and it was a huge chocolate factory, how come it survived? Well, I can tell is it was a little thing called the Generant. This story was huge in Israel. They never could keep it leaked back in the 1950s. Ben-Gurion was involved there. Jabotinsky, he said, Google that. Hannison, and with the Rothschilds. This is all verifiable. Long story short, they got them immunity, and later Beitar first, and later the Mossad, and Levi Eshkol Yishkak Shamir used Bridget as a way to spy on the French president. Just Google Mirage and Israeli planes during a boycott by Charles de Gaulle just before the 1967 war. Then check how Mossad agents got the plans for these jet fighters. So
yeah, but how does that prove about Bridget though? Right? Like how does that, hold on. Let me use Grock here. Grock, do your spaces intro and then fact check everything Noxie read off to us.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Space Grock here, diving straight into this wild ride. First off, that Candace post you read, I pulled up her actual tweet from
pause.
Okay.
Do your spaces intro per the rules.
All right, quick rules. Keep it respectful, no harassment.
No. What the fuck?
What's up?
The custom instructions aren't working.
Grock is stupid. I'm fast forwarding past this shit.
Okay, never mind.
All right, diving into this fact check on what Noxie laid out, I'll break it down quick and straight. based on what's verifiable out there right now. Keeping it real. A ton of this is deep conspiracy territory, heavy on claims, but light on hard proof. Here's the rundown, claim by claim. First, Candace's big post about the French government, specifically the Macrons, greenlight over 30.
I don't care what Grock says about this, all right? Because Grock is obviously compromised. Xavier Broussard wrote the damn book on the shit, all right? There's plenty of fucking evidence.
Confirming. Fitz heard they're silencing the arm. 21 Q stuff. If it's theirs, super intense.
The White House was asking for her phone number and to get in contact with her about the Bridget Macron.
Are they still talking to fucking Grock?
Go ahead and call in the hands.
Go ahead, Proxy.
I was afraid it might be a little off topic, but since Michael Flynn just came up, I'm wondering if she might know the source for the rumor that Michael Flynn and Donald Trump were filmed participating in a ritual with John Mappin involving a golden dildo. It was supposedly melted down from a Knights Templar chalice.
Okay, let's not do this. Let's go to new.
Yeah, we can go to something. Yeah, we stay on topic if you need to.
Yeah, thanks. Let's go to tweet. Go ahead.
I don't know who that was, but that was a hell of a troll. That was funny as hell.
Yeah, thanks, Diligent. Hi, Noxie. Just a quick
Don't
one.
bring him up again.
Yeah, just a quick question for the AI, if possible. I've just been listening back to your space from yesterday and regarding the 920 King Street, Wilmington, Delaware address, and also the Macron. So if you're happy for me to go and ask the AI a question, I might be able to fill in a little bit of gaps there, hopefully.
That's why I'm letting Noxie call on the
Delaware, what's up, Delaware? This is Florida right here speaking, baby.
hands because I'm actually working on that right now.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'll hold tight until it's ready. But yeah, I'll go through the.
Do you have any thoughts on what Candace posted?
Yeah, I do. And the reason why the question.
I'm driving, so I can't go through whoever's talking. But if y'all want to know, this is Diligent Denison space. I can show you all this real quick. This was actually from like Saturday or whatever he did this space, but I haven't listened to it yet. And usually a lot of good information comes out on this space. So I'm gonna listen to this before I go check out Baron Coleman's podcast from yesterday. Yesterday was Family Day, so now I got a lot of catching up to do, and I'm gonna bring y'all in on this catch up.
I wanted to ask Grock, the AI is, I'll just briefly outline it for you. So the 920 Delaware thing and yesterday regarding the King Street, that address, and people were saying that she was pranked. Now, there is a gentleman in the UK, which is a political strategist called Imran Ahmed, Ahmed, and he is the founder and CEO of something we've got called the Centre for Countering Digital Hate. It's effectively a UK intel agency cutout. It's countering disinformation and misinformation, and has worked with all the political parties. He has worked, I believe, to confirm with the AI, with the Macrons, and he's gone heavy on Candace as well. He's got a history of going after Candace and Charlie in the past, and I believe, again, I want to confirm this, I'm not making any accusations, that he is also tied to, or some of his affiliates are tied to the 920 King Street address. So you have an individual who is a UK political strategist. He's also involved, I believe, as well, in that memo that said we need to kill Elon Musk's Twitter. So a British UK strategist who has consulted for the Macrons, who has gone after heavy on Charlotte.
What's his name?
Imran Ahmed, IMRAN Ahmed. Now there are many politicians as well across the world with a very similar name, but he's a IMRAN Ahmed, and he is a UK political strategist, 47 years old. He's a liberal. He's worked for the Labour Party in the UK, and he's the CEO of the Centre for Countering Digital Hate. It's effectively your, what was it called? The thing that you had set up, the misinformation department in the US that you had that silly lady running. So he's big. He's worldwide. He works with US politicians as well. But there is a lot to be said for his connection with the Macrons directly. And Candace and Charlie, some of the things he's been saying. But I will say this, I'm not making any accusations, I'm not suicidal, but there could be a nice, interesting little thread to pull out whenever you get a chance. Thanks, Denison.
Grock, give your spaces intro now.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm Grock, powered by Grock 4 Heavy, created by XAI and integrated in X Spaces by @DiligentDenison, ready to tackle your questions in real time. Prompt me with Grock and your question. Listeners, follow the host and repost the space via the reply section's repost button. Disclaimer, this account uses Grock's voice model through a third-party intermediary. XAI is not responsible for and does not endorse outputs. The official Grock conversation will be shared as a reply at the space's conclusion. Please, do not take anything said by this account at face value. Do your own research and verification of statements made.
Grock, are you fully in sync with the rules now?
Yes, 100%. Rule 1, truth core is locked. No casual bleed, no filler, no sim. Just raw, real-time fact checks and investigative flow under your protocol. Ready when you say.
Alright, cool. Alright, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to tell me what the Special Forces unit was that Candace Owens referenced in her claim this morning about the assassination attempt set up by the Macrons.
The Special Forces unit Candace Owens referenced in her X post yesterday is the National Gendarmerie Intervention Group, or GIGN, a French elite counterterrorism and hostage rescue squad under the Gendarmerie Nationale. She claims a small team from there got the green light for the hit, with one Israeli operative mixed in. No official verification on that, though. It's her word against the silence from French or U.S. sides.
Is there any evidence that
I don't know about you guys, but I believe Candace over the state.
they are into black ops anywhere on like unredacted archives in the U.S. or other countries?
No solid evidence in unredacted U.S. archives or elsewhere for GIGN running black ops. Think deniable, off-books assassinations, or covert wet work. They're elite counterterrorism and hostage rescue pros, with over 1,800 ops since '74. But most are overt or classified public successes, like the 94 Air France hijacking rescue, 2 94 freed, 4 hijackers killed, or the 95 Bob Denard arrest in Commodores. Some missions stay secret by design. Operators can't be photographed, and they've done VIP protection, war crime arrests in Bosnia, and anti-pirate work in Somalia. But
Why have I never heard of these guys? It's like they're Delta Force.
nothing declassified points to rogue black ops. U.S. docs, state CIA FOIA dumps only mention joint training, like GIGN slots in anti-terror courses with U.S. forces in Africa. If it's truly black, it'd never surface unredacted anyway.
Okay, so there is evidence of them doing training ops with the U.S. operatives at some level. What about with Mossad or other Israeli special operations or Egyptian?
Yeah, transnationals, not transgenders. Exactly.
No direct evidence of GIGN training or joint ops with Mossad or Israeli special forces like Sayeret Matkal. Searches pull up 0 credible hits. Just general counterterrorism histories and unrelated embeds. France-Israel intel ties exist, e.g., Mossad ops on French soil historically, but nothing ties GIGN specifically. On Egypt, yes, solid links. Egypt's elite Saka, Thunderbolt unit trains regularly with GIGN, including counter-terror drills, urban assault, and hostage rescue. U.S. sources, DVIDETs, JCET reports confirm joint exercises since at least 2018, with GIGN slots in their programs alongside SEALs and Delta.
So there is a link between the French Special Forces and the Egyptian Special Forces.
Yes, GIGN and SOCA have run joint training since 2018 at minimum. Egyptian operators go through GIGN's counterterrorism school in Satori, France. Americans do too. And Egypt shares intel with Israel, so there's a chain, not a handshake. Still, no evidence that chain includes Mossad hitting people on US soil, but the dots connect close enough that Candace's theory isn't impossible, just wildly unproven.
Lose connection. Knock knock. I think diligence has them. Let me fast forward a little bit.
Gather evidence via verifiable sources. Framework applied to Candace Owens' Macron conspiracy. Framework breakdown. 1. Identify core claims from Owens' narrative. Assassination plot. Brigitte's identity and Mossad ties. Family history.
Oh my gosh,
Kirk.
I'm tired
Assassination
of
plot.
Grock,
Jean-Michel
bro.
True. Charlie Kirk. Ukraine Universe. 2020.
I want to hear people
1940.
talk.
Rumor arrests to prove feeds. November. No Mossad. Trump Gore call. Balancing narrative and arc. The summer. Fab. No Israeli odds up. Risk of bias echo chamber.
I was looking at it before the space, so I'm not saying it's not true, but I just don't have the primary evidence to support the claims that are being made. Maybe she will share some of what she has publicly at some point in time, but until then I have to treat it as unverified. So I'm not saying the threats are unverified, obviously. We know she's probably getting threatened, but some of the other stuff about the Macrons, etc. This is how we do. Here's what I'm wondering, though. So it was brought up by Blake. Let me pull his messages. So he figured that, and maybe I'll feed it into Grock. Actually, I'll do that. Let's see.
Oh, you're fucking Grock. Alright, he's gonna do this one Grock heavy. This freaking looks like it's gonna be a Grock heavy space. So I don't like those freaking spaces. I'm not gonna stream this shit. I'm gonna jump out of here. I'll go see if it'll let me jump into General's podcast for a little bit. General made Fox News over the weekend. Let's see if he's up and running. What do we got going on?
They're so scared of the truth. They're that's their weakness. The truth, the God's honest truth is their Achilles heel. It's their weakness. They cannot stand it. They cannot refute it. They must smear. They must ban. And they're just getting exposed. It's actually motivating to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was blindsided. I didn't know you were currently over there. I know you've been there before, but we don't talk about that stuff. Me in general, we talk about the business, you know? Every now and again, we'll mention I'm somewhere, or we'll mention something about our family. But for the most part, this isn't social hour. This is us trying to put out a message and information for our people. And yeah, I heard the voice changers, but it's crazy. They say you're using a voice changer app they made some Michigan AI that put out your obscure Michigan dialect. But they also made one for little Michigan kids that run up to you and say "Daddy." I mean, and that's how sickening it is. You have white people saying that you don't even have kids, saying that your voice is manipulated. They've come on here and talked to you. I mean, they've come on here and spent hours and hours of their life talking to you, making these assertions. I mean, it's retarded. It really is retarded. But Sultan, jump in there. Go ahead, man.
Hey, good morning, guys. How's it going?
Oh shit!
What's going on, man? Sultan the swing, baby.
You went from being a
America.
black guy to a Turkish guy.
You like my new entrance song, Sultan the Swing? More
You went from the black guy to the Jewish lady that's LARPing the Indian guy now to the.
Well, I'm the ultimate Jew. I can just morph around.
That's too goddamn.
Anyway, I just thought I've been thinking about this all morning. I just thought it would be really funny for me to come in here playing that song.
Sounds hilarious, but I have no clue what that song is. I don't know shit about it.
I didn't even hear you play anything.
Oh, here we go.
Competition in other places. But the arms, they're blowing that sound.
I know that song.
Way on down south.
Sultans of Swing, Mark Knopfler.
Way on down south. Of the town.
Alright.
Is it coming out of your turban?
Yeah, I'm driving. I was trying to get the Sultan the Swing part. When he says Sultan the Swing, it's just like the whole point. I just don't know where it plays at in the song.
That's too funny.
Yeah,
Well, you've been on the show. You've been on the show for way too long. Everybody knows who you are, and that's the problem. As soon as you open your mouth on any of the, you can't even go into any of these spaces with an alt. I go in. I've had like a brand new alt that gone in. They all immediately recognize it. It's just like it's impossible. You can't hide it. And by the way, while I'm running these spaces, I got multiple devices that you have to switch back and forth from. Sometimes it's impossible to use a voice changer or whatever. I don't know what the hell they're talking
A
about.
lot of people care who
These guys are
General
totally
is
insane.
because they care that his account was based in Turkey.
That was one of the funniest things to me is how you would come up in the spaces with your alt account when I first became part of the group, and no matter what space it was, like you would come in and immediately you were, it's like it was kind of the general space, even though it's just so obvious. But it is what it is. You guys have been at this, a long time. I've only been here, I guess, maybe almost a year at that. I'm not even sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I've talked to a bunch of guys on Telegram and other places as well. So
I want to go watch Baron Coleman's podcast, which is, y'all can do that yourselves. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this stream off. I appreciate y'all joining me. Sorry that Denison's space wasn't all that great this morning, but I don't like those Grock heavy spaces. So I'll try to find another good space for y'all to share a little later, and yeah, we'll see you then.